Rico, what is going on? Philip, how you doing? Grammy Plays, it's awesome to see you guys here. We're going to be getting started. We got a kind of cool show, I guess. I started the idea of coming online today without knowing what I wanted to do or talk about. Daniel, what is going on? Crash Bandicoot. And it turns out that we're going to have a little bit of an interview with Rayrod. Rayrod, you guys know who Rayrod is, right? Does all the awesome No Man's Sky mods, the Rayrod mods. Natalie, what is going on? Yes, I'm going to explain why we're doing the Subcast on Skype instead of just heard a noise. Oh boy, I don't know what that noise was. So confused. Okay, well, we're gonna get started here in just a second. I'm still trying to get set up. Daniel, what is going on? That's awesome, Silence. He says he's always playing No Man's Sky when these come on. Very awesome. Matt, what is going on, dude? Thank you so much for coming out. Golden Silver, what is up, bud? I love that name. All right, about to get started, guys. What is up, Cobra Dave? Jim says that I was the reason why he picked up No Man's Sky up on launch day. Awesome, dude. Very awesome. The game's come a long way, hasn't it? Very long way. I also want to talk a little bit about the 1.0 crowd. There's a bit of a surgence in 1.0 people. I want to talk about that a little bit. Megaton Rainfall's almost here, Enrico said. Yes, you are right, bud. So close. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started. I think I got everything done here. And cue the Revenge of the Surviving Goofy music right now because I'm a little bit discombobulated. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this music turned off, get the cam on, and get the show on the road. Let's see. Oop, forgot to do one thing. Hold on one second, guys. Hearing some music. I mean, sound effects. Okay, so the music is off, and in a few seconds here, I'm going to go ahead and get the camera on, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Gosh, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing because it's been so long since I did a subcast. What, a week? 2 weeks maybe? And finally got some time off of work. Let's see. So I'm going to start recording on that. I'm going to be recording the interview with Rayrod separately, so I have to record on several different files, so that way it's a better audio quality when I finally put it on YouTube. But excited to have Rayrod come on. Let's go ahead and get the camera put on so you guys can see my ugly mug. Let's see, video capture device. And boom, there we are. Thank you guys for coming back to Cobra TV live broadcast, the subcast of Cobra TV. And I'm happy that you guys have come out. The Subcasts are for you guys, so if you want to come on the show and talk about whatever you want to talk about, if you want to talk about No Man's Sky, which is what we normally talk about, if you want to talk about a different game, I do want to talk about Ark a little bit tonight, or if you want to talk about, I'm hearing voices. Hold on one second. I think I got the Discord. Let's see. So, okay. I think Jake. I hear Jake in Discord. Okay, so here's the thing with Discord today. I tested it out. I started a little test thing, and it kept dropping. Like my voice wasn't staying constant, and it was a really bad connection for some reason. So we're here on Skype until I could get that figured out. So Jake, if you're listening, I see you there in the waiting room, which is, I guess, cool. You guys can go into the waiting room and have a conversation with each other on the Discord. Link is in the description here below. But if you could hear me, Jake, or anybody else, I can't take callers from Discord tonight. But I'm going to work with Natalie and see why maybe I was having such a weak connection, and maybe we can get that fixed for the next show. So I'm sorry, Jake. Very sorry. But you can come on to add me on Skype and we'll get you on the show. So as you heard me describe earlier, we are going to be having Ray Rods come on the show. Ray Rods, he's the one that's making all the awesome mods that you see posted all over Steam community. You see it posted all over Facebook. He's got like the sand biome that he just made, the third person view that he made for the ships, and so many other things. And we're going to have him come on, and let's see. Okay, Natalie's posting the Discord chat. Hi guys. I wouldn't be Cobra if I knew what the heck I was doing, right? I mean, there's got to be technical difficulties and bright moments from Cobra, right? Okay, so Ray Rod's going to be coming on here shortly, and I want to go ahead and I want to talk about some indie games too, as you know, with tonight. And I do want to talk a little bit about Ark, and I want to talk a little bit about 1.37, the No Man's Sky update that brought a few awesome changes to the game and fixed a lot of bugs for people. And as far as Ark goes, if you guys haven't played Ark, I bought it on launch day, and I was playing it on PC, and I guess it didn't release well on PC because it was really buggy, really laggy. I'm a bit sick, guys, so sorry. And I couldn't play it, and so I never touched it ever again. Not just because I didn't want to. I mean, it's not that I didn't want to. I just never came back to it. And I bought it on PS4, and it plays perfectly on PS4. I'm not saying that it doesn't on PC, but at the moment my PC is broken. But I got to tell you, the game Ark is truly an amazing experience. I have had so much fun playing that game, and I feel like I'm so late to the party that I've let so much time go by, and I'm the last kid. I'm like the new kid going into the classroom, and everybody's already involved in something, and I just now getting involved into it. But it's such an amazing game, and the survival element, it's got a great flow to it. And I'm getting ready to start in Ragnarok for the next. Who here is sick? Anonymous Gaming. I am. I am. I hope you're not. I hope that's not why you're asking. But I am, unfortunately. I'm getting over it, though. I am getting over it. But, you know, Ragnarok, we're going to start in Ragnarok, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's such an amazing game. If you're on the fence about buying it, buy it. You're not going to regret it. I swear you're not. We got Little Crafts. Thank you so much for subscribing, bro. You are a co-bro. Thank you so much. Now, we got a video lag, and I think it's because my PC is it's dying. It's got a bad case of a milk infection, and I can see on the screen here that I'm lagging quite a bit. At least I don't know if it's streaming that way, but I think it is. Okay. All right. So that's an issue right there. But next month we are getting Ark Aberrations, and I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of Ark Aberrations, but my gosh, it looks amazing. And I want to kind of go over Ark Aberrations real quick before we get into No Man's Sky, and before, well, you know what? We're going to wait, I think, until after we speak with Ray Rods, and then we're going to have Ray Rods come on now, and then we'll talk about Aberrations, maybe towards the end of the show, and talk about some of the details of that, and see what you guys think. But we're going to go ahead and add Ray Rods to the show. After we talk with Ray Rods for a little bit, we're going to add a couple more people. We're going to add some callers to the show. So if you want to get on towards the end of our conversation with Ray Rods, send me a message. Send the message 1. So let's see. If you send a message 1, then I'll be able to look at a glance and just pull you right on the show, and I'll take them in order as they come along. But, oh, I thought he was coming on. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Ray Rod Mods, I'm pretty sure that he is so well known. I'm getting more sound effects. This is going to be a very interesting show for you guys. And Ray Rod didn't pick up. Okay, so Jake left the chat. Okay, so let me try and get Ray Rod's back up. Ray Rod, if you can hear me, I'm trying to give you a call, bud. So this, it is extremely hard to do a live show that takes live callers by yourself. I kind of need like some technological headquarters somewhere else. All right, let me see if I can get him back on. And if I can't get him on, then we'll go ahead and take callers, and then we'll talk to Ray Rod in a little bit. But I want to go ahead and look at this chat here and see what you guys are up to. D Cypherman, how you doing, buddy? And Little Craft says, I'm a Cobra. Yes, you are. You are a Cobra, dude. I think. Let's see. And then I am Merkin. Thank you for coming out. Galaxial Fire Phoenix. That is a really cool name. And then we got Silent 64 in the chat. Ray Rod in a little bit. But we got Ray Rod. See what you guys are up to. D Cypherman, how you doing?
There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. The call was glitched for me.
No, that's fine, dude. I'm fine, dude. Oh. Is there any way that you could like use headphones?
Use headphones? Yeah, 1 second. All right, how is that?
That's good. Very good. Very good.
All right.
So how you doing, buddy?
Oh. One more time.
Can you hear me, bud? Ray.
I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ray Rod on the call. Ray Rod, if you're a PC player, you definitely know who Ray Rod is. I mean, you can see his stuff all over the place, especially in the Facebook groups with all the biomes and other mods that he's done. And for PC or PS4 players such as myself, by default, because my PC's broke, I pay attention to your stuff because it's seeing that makes me want to experience that so much. Like I just seen pictures of your desert biome, and I'm just like, wow, I cannot wait to get my PC fixed again so I can, do something or play in something like that. So first of all, how many mods do you have?
Well, on the PC version, I started making a lot of things when the Pathfinder update hit.
Right.
A lot of them in a hex editor, some of them through Cheat Engine, um, others through just decompiling the embeds with my friend Monkeyman's help. That's his username. But about now, probably around 2,000 different mods to the game.
What? 2,000?
Yeah. Most of them are in that overhaul mod, since it's kind of a lot to just put as a standalone, you know,
Right.
each individual one.
Yeah. What is the one you're most proud of?
I would have to say the biomes mod, or now that I'm learning C++, we're working on DLL based mods that get injected into the executable.
All right, in English.
Okay.
No, explain it to a Cobra.
Okay. So basically, let's say that instead of using a file-based mbin mod, all of the files get loaded into the game, and it's possible to actually mod the game in real time if you know how to find those mbin script values in the game's memory. And if you can find those right areas in the memory, you can make changes, and you can get the pointers, which basically if you can find the addresses, the offsets in the memory, you can make changes to those values. And a lot of them are dynamic. In other words, when you restart the game, they change and it won't work anymore. So you can get the what is known as pointers that always, you know, it always gets the right address. And there are ways that you can get certain data from the game and implement it into a C++ code and turn it into a file-based mod instead of using an external program. And there are a few things that you can do with that are normally limited with normal mods. Like, for example, there are certain things that are hard-coded in the executable. Like, take, for example, the photo mode. Like, you know how when you're in photo mode, you can freeze, it freezes time for you.
Okay.
And you can't turn that off with file-based mods because it's hard-coded in the executable. But you can change that and have an actual ambient camera mode where you can fly around to other planets. That's just one thing. Another thing is forcing planet sizes. That's hard-coded, and there's a lot of other things going on in there.
You actually did one about planet sizes. It's like a spore mod, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can force the planet sizes down to the size of spore, or you can actually scale them up. And it actually resizes the solar system as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That is cool. Now, I've seen the third-person ship mod. Is that you? Did you do that one?
Yeah, so originally on the Pathfinder patch, there was somebody that I know who goes by the name of Redmas. Okay. And he did start working on one, which was really nice. It was done in a different way, but there were certain in-game limitations that would cause your game to crash when you land. However, when 1.3 hit, I approached it a different way. Since I wasn't able to decompile the files, I learned how to hex edit, you know, around the time that I was updating my overhaul mod to the Atlas Rises update. Right. And I had to learn how to hex edit, and then I basically made around 300 files in hex that way. And I did get third person working in a hex editor, and then I found it in the executable and created a program for that so that you could toggle actually in game back and forth in third person to first person. And actually, this is a feature that Hello Games is working on, but it's not fully finished yet. There's a disabled third-person flight somewhere in the game files, but when you turn it on, it's not fully functionable. Therefore, it requires a lot of edits to the camera to make it stable.
I see.
So,
Go ahead.
So, I think that that's a nice thing because it seems that it appears as though Hello Games is noticing that a lot of people have been trying to do third-person flight mods, and I have a feeling that it's going to be coming in a major update, perhaps on PS4 as well. sometime in the future.
Oh yeah, yeah. They even got files saying exit third person or enter third person, something to that effect. Audio files that were pulled out before Waking Titan actually surfaced. There were these audio files for. We thought it was surrounding on combat because a lot of them had to do with freighter warping and third person view. So things like that. One of the questions I think a lot of people have for modders, I think, especially right now with the last update, is it possible for you to put in, where we have the floating orbs for seeing other players? Are you able to replace that with an image of your own and kind of do the work that Hello Games is actually trying to do, but before they do it?
Well, actually, I believe that is completely possible with a few current limitations. So someone by the name of Monkey Man, that's his account name, he is responsible for updating what is known as the mbin compiler so that people can unarchive the game's pack files and then decompile those mbins in order to read them to make modifications with it. Well, he's the same person that is working on what is known as NMSDK. I forgot what the acronyms stand for, but what it does is it's a model editor that people have been using, and he recently got animations working. Partially, but when he gets animations working with that tool, it will be possible to create custom models in Blender and then add animations to it, and you can assign that to those wisps that you normally see in multiplayer. Yeah. So it is possible with a few current limitations. Once that's fixed, then sometime down the line, hopefully soon, we'll be able to create actual character models and add animations to them.
Oh, wow. Man, that is something else, dude. Talking to you just gets me so excited about these mods, and I got to get my PC fixed. So you said you're most proud of your bio mods. Talk about that. How many biomes have you created?
So far, I have implemented around 260 additional biomes into the game. And I would like to emphasize that I am not replacing the original biomes in the game. What I am doing is adding additional biomes to the game. So on this update, adding biomes, when 1.3, the Atlas Rises update hit, a certain restriction that used to be there in what is called the biome file names mbin, it used to restrict you from adding additional biomes to the game. But when that update hit, that restriction was removed. So I looked further into it. I added biomes, and I started creating different templates for like different types of biomes and cleaning them out and creating handcrafting procedural biomes from the ground up.
Okay.
And so I can explain how I'm doing it. So, like, for example, the Snowy Lush biome. For that biome, I cross-mix and match the look, vibe, and feel and props of the Lush biome plus the Frozen biome. I integrated them both into one thing, and I added procedural snow textures, like from the Frozen biome to various different flora, and I added various different kinds of props and different grass and plants and different plant and grass and forest densities to match that specific biome theme. And I altered the possible weather for that biome. So that biome is only allowed to have snowy weather. And I changed the planetary features, like I adjusted the elevation, the high water, the low water possibilities, craters, different things, arches, resources there. Barren biomes are now fully rich in resources. And I'm doing this on levels. So in the first level, there is a first set of biomes that I added into the game. alongside the original game's biomes. But on the second level, those biomes can those first level biomes are still there, but on the second level, there are a whole nother set of biomes, and inside of that second level, the original biomes still exist, but they can cross, mix, and match with those secondary level biomes, also connecting to the third and the fourth and the fifth level. So there are about 260 additional biomes, but it's also possible for them to have a lot more combinations set in a certain hierarchy so that it makes sense and neat, so that it's not just 260 additional biomes. Those 260 additional biomes can actually produce a wide variety from pretty much all 260 different biome types in a certain way, set with algorithms, so that like it makes sense still. Like, you're not going to land on a barren planet that has palm trees, for example. That it's being done in a way that kind of relates to the game.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
So are any of these planets able to have multiple biomes on them, or is it still just one theme?
So like regarding multi-biomes, I don't think that is possible yet.
Okay.
I mean, I do, like, there were rumors, like, pre-release of, like, people posting pictures of, like, saying this biome had more than one region. Like, one part was snowy, this other part looked like it was sand. It can have the appearance of that at this moment, but that's definitely something that I will look into. And if it's possible, then I will implement that in.
Okay. Real quick, where are people getting your mods from? Can you give me a link to that so I can share it with people on YouTube?
Sure. Hold on. So,
or any other links that you would like me to share?
Appreciate it. Hold on. So, do you see that in the Skype chat?
Sure do. Yeah.
All right. And here is the No Man's Sky mods profile that I have. I'll post that right now.
Okay, let me go ahead and get this into the chat here. Hang on, guys. I'm trying. All right, so let me know if that works or not. There was a question mark at the end of that.
Oh yeah, it's just part of the link.
Oh, was it? Okay, it wasn't hyperlinked. Let's see. Hold on. Let me go back in there. Here, I'll just do this. I'll click on it, and then I'll get the link from the top. And then we got nomanskymods.com uploader Rayrod. Okay. Then let's see. All right, got that one. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in here, and then I'm going to put it in the description as well. Okay. All right, we got that taken care of. Okay, so what are you working on at the moment? Like, are you still working on the biomes, like additional biomes, or is there something that you're working on that you haven't let anybody know yet?
Well, lately what I've been working on is just trying to get grounded in C++ so that I can import certain mods into injectable DLLs, because when new updates come out, the benefit of that is that there won't be a necessity to wait for updated tools, that those mods more than likely will not need updating. But regarding biomes, I am working on stuff related to that. Like so far, a few of the biomes that I've added is snowy lush biome, swampy sandy crater biome.
Ooh,
Pardon?
I like that. I like that. Swampy biome?
Yeah,
Crater? Yeah.
I'm working on a scary biome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You got to be kidding me. You know, that's been, I don't know if you know this or not, but that's been my dream to come across a scary horror type planet in No Man's Sky. And if you do that, I think I'm going to eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches for a week just to get my PC fixed. I'm serious.
You know that Cyrus, he told me that. So based
did
off
he?
of yeah, he did. So based off of what he shared with me, I'm going to work on a scary biome, one that you ordered. So apart from that, there's, like I said, there is the swampy crater biome, the snowy lush, the sand dune biome that is still a work in progress. I'm working on being able to edit terrain properly, and I hope to add realistic 4K sand textures. There's a tall giant, there's a tall grass giant everything, like there's giant fauna, medium to large sized flora, crystal forest biome. There is I'm working on an NPC graveyard biome with crashed NPC ships and different NPCs with purposes for them there.
That's cool.
A predator cave biome, which is a work in progress. And by any means, if anyone has any ideas, I will definitely see if it's possible and try to add it into the game.
Yeah, for sure. If anybody has any ideas, either comment here now or when the video, this is going to be uploaded as a more high quality video clip of this conversation on YouTube later on, probably tomorrow. And so if you're listening then, comment down below what you would like Ray Rod to see, and I'll let him know. So yeah, it seems like you do a lot of mods on, the biome, like the existing parameters that we play in, instead of like these weird mods. Like you're on. What I'm trying to say is you do the environment, like you try to improve on the environment a lot. Have you done anything with space?
There is a previous mod that I did make in the past. It was intended to bring back the pre-release style E3 space fog that was shown in the Infinite Worlds trailer. Because, like, if you can see, like, about 50 seconds into the video, when the ship was going into space, transitioning into space, you could see multicolored space, you could see different fog density and space clouds and different things going on there. On this update, they added back space smoke, which also was present in that video, and they did do different densities of fog there. But that mod sort of aims to adjust that in a way where it's, just more noticeable,
right?
And stuff like that.
Well, that's cool. What about how about I know nothing about modding. I don't know the difficulties, and I would like to talk to you about some of the things you find most difficult here in a minute. But are you able to do things like create like little mini games for people that want to do multiplayer?
There is somebody named The Fisher, and that's his account name, and he revealed that it's possible to actually make custom missions at this moment.
Okay.
So regarding multiplayer, I can see like custom missions potentially being something that you can do together. I'm not completely sure about that. Like, what are some ideas of like what you think could, would be a nice thing for multiplayer?
Something similar to, you go down a planet and aggro the sentinels, and maybe there's like see how many people can kill how many sentinels in a certain time, and maybe you got it's an official game mode because you have a countdown timer, and you've got a score that's keeping place. Something simple like that. Nothing. Well, I don't even know if that's simple. Look at me. It's probably super difficult for you guys, but
Right, right.
I'm talking, like on a game basic level, it's just a countdown timer and a maybe kill count.
So what do you think about this? Like, it could be possible to add it could be possible to design specific custom props or objects in the model editor and make it so that they're lootable and hide them or place them across different areas. And obtaining them or destroying them could actually set off your wanted level to a 5 stars and create an armada that would start hunting you down in multiplayer, and perhaps you could take them down together. And regarding like a set timer, I think that could be done by creating an in-game menu onto the screen through coding it in an ASM assembly or a C++.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. That sounds really good. Are there a lot of people, or I mean, is anybody really working on any type of multiplayer mods at the moment?
The only multiplayer mod that I've seen is one that actually replaces the Wisps with that data mined Explorer model that people were mentioning. But the problem with that at this moment is it's a static model. In other words, that it doesn't move. Yeah.
So it would kind of look like the game Everything, where the you know what I'm talking about, like the flipping cows.
Yeah, there's no animations for it yet.
Right. Well, that's kind of cool. I haven't seen that any pictures or videos of that going around yet. What is the most difficult thing about making these mods? Like, what are some of the problems? Because we never hear that from mods. The people who make these mods, we only see like these amazing final end results, and we download them, we have fun with them, but we never get to hear about the troubles, the things that you guys go through to make these. And you're doing these for free?
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing, man. I mean, that is just truly amazing. You're putting in a lot of work, a lot of time. There's a lot of education involved. And whether it's self-taught or whether it's school-taught, it's still education. It's still a lot of knowledge, a lot of time being put into these. And it's just truly amazing. So I would like to hear, from you, like, what are the struggles? What's the part that we never hear about?
Well, regarding to difficulty, I would say that the most difficult aspect of making mods through the mbins file base, I would say that the most difficult part of that is discovering what is known as unknowns. And so basically there are these global files that have a lot of unknowns in them. They're values that are not recognized by the mbin compiler. And in order to figure out what changing those values could do, and a lot of them, they can do some really interesting stuff. Like, there's actually something like one of the unknowns in the game actually can make planets a different kind of it can make all planets a different variation of small, but it does kind of require hard-coded executable-based hacking to make it work properly. Okay. But the thing is that changing these unknowns requires you to restart the game sometimes like 10, 15, 20 times unless you know how to locate it while in-game with an external program in the game's memory. And then it's the process of when a new update comes out, a lot of mods get, they need to be updated. They get broken. So those files required to make those mods, in order to get them to decompile again, you have to basically decompile the executable in IDA, interactive, it's a disassembler. And with that, you can look through the structs and different things. And Monkey Man has a huge part of that. I have not really messed with that much, but it's a requirement in order to get certain files to decompile. To look through the structs and update the mbin compiler with the new added values and different things, or else you won't be able to take apart the file and view what Hello Games added or what changed or this or that. And compile it again properly in order so that it can load in game. But it's always possible to make changes to that in hex as a workaround, but even that is tedious. Or to just do it through the executable. There's other ways to do it. And the other thing I would say is like knowing exactly what to look for, because there's over 11,000 mbins in the game. I've read through pretty much almost all of them by now. And so usually when I'm looking for something in specific, I know which mbin it is. But a lot of different things, like a lot of mods require you to edit a lot of stuff in there. Like, for example, the classic E3 HUD mod that I made that's synonymous to the pre-release trailers. Like, you remember that old HUD?
Yeah.
That mod right there, it required me to read through about 8,000 lines of XML scripting, and wow. I actually recreated the E3 inventory from those old gameplay demonstrations that Sean Murray was doing, and that required reading through over 11 million lines of XML scripting. And it can be really tedious, but you know, like us modders, you know, like we do things out of a passion for the game. Like we really love this game that Hello Game has given to us generally, and that they continue to update. And we make these mods because we like to see what this game is capable of, what can be done, or in different ways that we can make the game more fun, more of a fun experience to different users with different preference, and just enhance the game that we love.
Right. Most definitely. Do you have any future plans to be like a programmer yourself, making your own game or something?
Well, I know that a lot of people have been saying to apply at Hello Games and to, like, you know, send an application. And honestly, that would be my dream, to send an application and see where that goes. Right. Even Cyrus said to do that. But at the same time, like, I know that it's a requirement to work in the office in Guildford, and I am currently in New York. And I mean, I might do something like that if that opportunity ever arose, but I'm not really sure. Like, at the moment, like, I know that understanding and knowing C++ is considered a standard, especially for them and in different things, and that's actually what I'm studying right now. Like, I'm trying to get really grounded in C++ coding.
Right.
For different reasons. Like, I haven't really thought of making a game per se. That hasn't really been an idea that I've had. Like, it seems kind of ambitious for me.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe I could see something like that happening down the line.
Sure, man. I mean, you obviously have what it takes to make something. I mean, I don't think there's enough games like No Man's Sky out there. You know, something that's truly unknown and just procedural and explorative. I think there's a good market for something the size of No Man's Sky with different flavor, different art, or something. You know, just to expand on, give us more variety of things to play.
Yeah, definitely.
A couple people were in the chat here asking things like, can you make the planet's orbit?
Regarding planetary orbits, that might be possible, but I suspect that it's GLSL shader based. Like, it would have to be coded in the shaders, and I'm not sure if part of that would require making changes to the game's executable.
Okay.
Someone I know by the name of LO2K, he actually made planets rotate. And I recorded that in a video somewhere where I was testing it for him, where planetary rotation was a thing. Actually, if you look at the Infinite Worlds trailer, exactly at 1 minute, you can see a planet rotating. But I remember that I read somewhere online, like, I can't confirm it, but I think Sean said that they took it out because it caused confusion during beta testing.
Yeah. That's true.
And regarding, like, planetary orbits, in actual there are demo scene files. Like there's data in the game unpacked that relates to like a lot of pre-release footage, because a lot of what was shown pre-release it was just completely done on the fly, but there are a few things that are actually custom scripted.
Right, yeah.
Like
I did a video a long time ago. You remember that old whiteboard where it had like the F keys at the top, and it said like F1 deer, F2 fleet, F7 beast. It was an old whiteboard from a long time ago, and nobody understood what they were, and people thought they were features of the game. And years ago, I said, no, guys, this is them making a trailer. You know, I mean, these are the assets in the game, but they're making the trailer with because if you watch, I think it was the VGX, the one with the big dinosaur, deers and stuff like that. If you watch that and you look at those F keys, you could see each and every one of those categories on the F keys being queued. You know, like you could see the fleet flying by over top. You could see the F7 cue the beast. You could see it come running out. So that was them designing their trailer, and with the game assets, mind you. And I think that was before the flood. And somewhere online, I used to have it, but Sean Murray admitted to not admitting the truth that they lost more than they admitted in the flood.
Right.
And because they didn't know what to do. You know, there's like everything's fine. And then, then he talked about how he pulled everybody together and everyone got involved in helping at Hello Games instead of just the 4 people. So that's, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's right. That's Araya 5, right?
Yes, it was.
It was the tropical planet. Yeah, well, there's actually information in the UI files based upon that planet too, including Solith Prime. And so those planets, those were scripted, those were added in, like those were basically demos. And you can find information about that in the files, and there's actually stuff relating to orbits in there. But unfortunately, it's not really possible at this moment to test it, to my knowledge. On the 1.0 update, it used to be possible to load up the custom demo scenes, which were actually the E3 planets. Like, I've been to Shugas Uomi, or however you pronounce it. Like, it used to be possible to go to those planets, but something changed within the updates. But we're working on a way to do that, because a few friends and I on the 1.0 update, we were actually creating a custom planet, designing it to our liking in a custom solar system through that method. And we were going to try to put it in the center of the universe as sort of like a DLC back before, the center, had like a lot of real substance to it.
Right.
Yeah,
oh, that'd be cool, man. That'd be so cool. You get to the center, and all of a sudden, there's Solith Prime and Araya 5 and Bellari 5. Yeah, that'd be so cool, dude.
Yeah, and the person who originally started working on that, his name was AKA Lyric, like LYRIIK, and Monkey Man. I just wanted to state that.
Okay. Yeah, for sure, man. Big shout out to those guys. Big shout out to all of you guys, man. You work so hard and you do this for free, and it's just so much talent, dude. So much talent. I mean, the work you do, I haven't played on PC that much. I haven't played mods at all, and I'd say I've seen quite a few mods, and yours is the best I've ever seen, and it's also the most prominent too. And like, I see more of your mods than anybody else is going around on the internet.
Oh, thanks, Cobra.
Hey, no problem, dude. No problem. So a little funny question for you. Years ago, my channel was attacked by flat earthers, and that was a little strange. We had them come on. Flat Earth Society came on my live show on Twitch,
right?
And there was a lot of arguments, a lot of yelling and screaming, and I don't even know how it all started, really. But are you able, as a joke? I'm not a flat earther, but are you able, as a joke, to make a flat Earth mod?
I actually did that.
Did you? Wait, hold on.
Are
you a flat earther?
No.
Okay. Sorry. I okay.
But when I was first making the sand dune biome, I created an empty planet template, and that was before I added in the mountains and I added in sparse gold mines underground and different caves and resources and distant ruins and stuff like that. I hope to learn more about a specific shader and add in an actual in-game depth of field that you can see in the background so that distant ruins look blurred out.
Ooh.
So it's possible to create just a completely flat planet with no water, no underground, no mountains, just nothing, just flat terrain. Like you can do that.
You should make it thin enough to where if you shot the ground with a grenade, you would end up falling off the planet. You know, just right through the planet, just keep on falling.
I'll see if I can do that.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and take some callers, and I want to, keep you on if you have some time. So maybe people have some questions, they can come on and ask you some questions.
Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. And thank you for having me here.
Oh man, it's a pleasure, dude. I've been wanting to talk to you and Cyrus for a long time.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
All right, we're gonna add. It's a little goofy when I say this guy's name, but he comes on the show quite a bit. His name's Panda Poopy. So Panda Poopy, if you can hear me, I'm trying to add you to the call. And if anybody else wants to come on the show tonight and talk to Ray Rod, ask him about mods, feel free to add me on Skype. The information's down below in the description, and come on the show and ask away or bring up a topic, something else you want to talk about. I'm really looking forward to Ark Aberrations that's getting ready to come out next month. Have you seen that?
Ark Aberrations?
Yeah.
I've never played Ark like more than 2 minutes. Like I had it open and I had the game, but I haven't gotten around to it. I've been mostly on No Man's Sky.
If you like No Man's Sky, you're gonna like Aberrations. It's really sci-fi. It's not prehistoric, and it's like real space stuff. There's aliens.
Right.
Oh man, it's just amazing.
That does sound amazing. Got to look into it. So that's an expansion pack. I just Googled it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's interesting.
All right, so
Ark is sort of like it's a prehistoric game, right? Pretty much.
Yes. Yeah.
Survival. All right.
Oh yeah, it's got a good survival element to it, man. A really good one. I can't get Panda Poopy in here for some reason. It's a little strange. Let's see. Yep, it's not going to happen. Panda Poop, if you could hear me, if you want to join, I added you to the group, so all you have to do is just join the group whenever you get time. So we're adding a person, Amanda Page. I don't know. Last time I spoke to an Amanda on here, it ended up being a little boy and not a girl. So this is going to be interesting to see if they pick up. They wanted to come on the show about 30 minutes ago, so they might not still be available. Amanda.
Hello.
Hey, what's your name? I forgot, dude.
Jake.
Hey, Jake. How you doing, buddy?
Fine.
Jake, I'm speaking with Ray Rod. I'm not sure if you know who Ray Rod is, but he makes a lot of the great mods for No Man's Sky for PC. Have you played any mods or do you play on PC, PS4 or PC?
PC. Yeah, I downloaded a few of his mods back in the day, like his E3 scanner mod, which made it like the old scanner, like the gold-colored one. Yeah, it was actually really good. I like that. I've got one question for Raywad though, and that is, can you add like Aria 5 or however you pronounce it to the game? Like, it'd be cool to like play each like build of the game, like VGX 2013, E3 2014, and stuff like that, and you could like choose which version of the game you'd want to play, like 2015.
That sounds like That sounds like a great idea. So if someone were to add Araya 5, like I think so in the game's files there are, like Cobra and I were speaking about earlier, that there is still data, information and files about certain planets that were shown in the trailers at E3, this and that. I forgot to mention this, but I was actually going to look inside of those files and consider implementing that old information into new custom biomes. I'm going to try to bring back the E3 style biomes. I already resurrected the 1.24 Pathfinder biomes for the most part, as there are a lot of different biomes and things that used to go on the last update that just aren't possible in the base default game right now. So if Araya 5 is there, I'll definitely add it in if I can by your request.
Yeah, because I saw Sean Murray like showing off the game like in like 2014, not on like E3 or anything, but he basically showed off. He showed off the big dinosaur, but he also wandered off and showed something that wasn't in the trailer, and he basically showed off like a bunch of scenery and it had no animals. So I think there's like a still section of the planet which is like pre-rendered and pre-scripted, and I think the rest of the planet is procedural. So I think you could probably just implement the one part.
Right. So looking at those files, that those planets, like just like you said, they were procedural, but they had a certain set of algorithms. Like think of it sort of as a custom biome, similar to the way that I'm making custom biomes, that they added specific props and different things in certain flora that is able to spawn and generate there. And they added certain terrain and planetary features and stuff that is possible to happen on those biomes. Like that they added basically a set of different biome types with preset algorithms, rules of how the planet could potentially generate and what could possibly be there. And they had scripts relating to how those creatures would function. Like remember that rhino that was charging in that trailer?
Right.
Yeah.
So, if I or someone else, one of the fellow modders, and I'm grateful that we have such an active No Man's Sky community, love you guys, and also an active modding community. So hopefully, I can find a way to do that, or everyone else here. Well, I mean, other people here who understand how those files work.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's good.
Have you come across a lot of or any ships that we don't normally see in the game?
Well, so far the only come across that I have not seen in the game, with the exception, like if you pre-ordered it, like I did pre-order the game, like on PC, there is the Omega Horizon. It's actually possible to add that into the game, like if you didn't, or you can actually have the PS4 starter ship on PC as it's still located in the files. So it's possible to change your starter ship to that, but there is one ship that's not actually in the game, but it was shown in a concept art. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like it's a concept art where there's a sort of like an Atlas ring in the background and an explorer standing, and there's a ship flying in the air, and there's like a ship parked on the ground, and there's like dinosaurs. I think it's actually the same concept art on the case for the PS4 disc.
Right.
That ship right there is not in the game, but there's somebody named Krem. That's his account name. I think Krem the Frog. And he actually created that model and imported it into the game, though. But I think he quit modding or something. So I don't know if it's going to be updated.
I see.
Right.
Of all the mods that you've done, are you able to keep track of which one is the most used or downloaded?
I would say that the most downloaded mod would be the overhaul mod. Like Nexus does have like Nexus mods. The website does have statistics, and so does No Man's Sky mods.
Okay.
How many downloads did it have?
Well, on Nexus, the latest version 9. On Nexus it says it has 1,165. On No Man's Sky mods, I have uploaded that mod several different times, so the statistics are kind of scattered. This one has 1,823, but the old post probably around 4,000 or so, and another post maybe 1,000, something like that.
Wow, that's quite a lot, because that's actually like most of the PC player base, really, like the concurrent players. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So do you have any other biome type? Like, if you could think of any biomes that you would like to see in the game, like, what comes to mind? Like, I know Cobra, he always wanted to find a scary biome, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, so dude, what's the biome that you would like to see Rayrod make?
Maybe like one that's, I don't know if you could do this, but maybe like one that's related with time. So like certain sections of the planet are like, it's like one part of the planet would be like 1,000 years old, but the other part would be, you know, thousands of years ahead in the future. Like the planet would be like messed up in time. So one part of it would be like what the planet was 1,000 years ago. Another part would be, you know, what it's like now. Another part would be like, you know, what it was like, you know, a million years ago.
So like, you're talking about like maybe you're traveling through, you see your typical flora and fauna, and it's nice, and you see the structures and they're nice, but if you go to another part of the planet, everything's dead. There's skeletal structures of animals, there's dead flora, and maybe some of the buildings are destroyed and falling apart.
Yeah, like, so it'd be like part of the planet would be 1,000 years old, and the other part would be like in the future and stuff, and it would have like different effects on the environment.
So I am not sure if that's completely possible, and I personally think that that's a really interesting idea. Like, I like your idea. One way that I could see that partially being possible would be to edit the terrain basically to edit the terrain. I'm not sure if you can do that in different regions of a planet, because I know that at the moment, like, it's not possible to say, okay, well, I want to pinpoint this to spawn on this X, Y, or Z coordinate in this exact spot, but you can set certain algorithms and different rules for what can appear on a planet, the way the game functions. And I could see creating a custom model, and adding it into the game to fit that specific theme that you described. And also altering different planetary features and maybe potentially some other things.
Yeah, I thought of this idea just now. I think it'd be kind of cool, like a planet customizer, like someone could download, and I think you could like utilize the photo mode a bit. Like someone could download the mod and make their own planet, and like maybe upload that to the Steam Workshop or something, and like someone could visit that planet or something. I don't know. I doubt you could do it on the Steam Workshop, but yeah, like customize your own planet.
Well, the way that the planets and the biomes work in the game, like, in other words, to see things exactly the way that you are, you need to have those exact files, because they're sort of client-sided at the moment. So, like, if you were to upload it to the Steam Workshop at the moment in this, you know, with the game, the way that it is, like, I can't really confirm that other people would see exactly what you see there. But one thing about the biome mod is it doesn't replace like let's say that you add the mod, but before you add the mod, you're on a lush planet. It's not going to completely change that planet into a barren, it's not going to change the biome type. And it's not going to change the way that planet looks itself. It simply adds more additional biomes and planets out there in the game.
Yeah. I just thought, I think you could do this on like 1.4, but I think you could maybe wait until they like add in like player models to the game or something. So
Right.
you could like ride dinosaurs in, like, third-person camera, but only like certain dinosaurs you could ride, like a Diplo, for example. And like you could ride that. That'd be cool.
Well, that would be nice. What do you think about third-person characters?
Yeah, I like that. That'd be nice.
Like putting our own characters in third person?
Yeah. So
Ooh.
prior to the new update that came out that introduced multiplayer support, and those same lists that we see now, like we saw those same lists on the old trailers, like the Portal trailer, for example. So it seems like Hello Games, like they had this all planned out. Like those same lists, those multiplayer, models that we see now, you could see them on the old trailers.
Are you talking about the starting planet, the real deep purple looking one? Is that where they were shown, or where were they shown at in that trailer?
In the Portal trailer, when the planet where whoever was recording that video, they were flying down, and right before they got into the portal itself, if you look, I believe, to the top right of the screen in that video, you can see the same wisps that we see now in game. And there's actually a few other trailers, like I can find them and link them if you want, where we could see those same models.
Wow.
So I believe that they may have actually had that working beforehand. It's just that it's possible that it just wasn't fully ready, that they were getting ready to implement it, or maybe it just didn't go as planned at release. Because I remember how Sean was, like when two people found each other, I think within the same day or same week, whenever the game came out, around August 9th in 2016, that two people went to the same location and they could not see each other in the game. And I remember Sean writing about how, like, they didn't expect this to happen sooner, that they added some Easter eggs because they wanted people to see each other. And then when we look at this update that came out, we can see those wisps. And I noticed something, like, I remember seeing those in the Portal trailer, and actually more than once, and I did see those same wisps elsewhere in another trailer. Like, they're really subtle, but you can see some things that aren't here right now, and you can see some things that were actually just added. And right before the multiplayer update, someone I know was actually working on adding multiplayer to the game, and he actually did do that. He found himself and a custom model that he added into the game on the same planet in the same location, done through hacking the executable.
Oh, you just wait a second. You just gave me some chills. Now, here's the thing. When you go meet another player online now after the updates, the thing that's still messed up is the time difference. There's still that time difference is messed up. Sometimes it's dark for somebody else. Because when I was on my base, a bunch of people came over to see me, and we were discussing, hey, is it dark for you? They'd say, no, it's daylight. And I'd be like, well, it's dark for me. Then I'd run over and be like, do you see this animal? They're like, no, I don't see an animal there at all. So there were still things that were messed up, but we could see each other now, through seeing the wisp. So what's really cool is to think about all the times that we have all made it to the same place. We've been to the same, planets in the hub, and thinking that we weren't really with each other, but we were, because they still never changed the time. You just couldn't see the wisp. So two people were actually really standing next to each other all along. They just didn't have the placeholder art. I don't know. It's just something really cool to think about, I think.
Yeah. If you like in the changelog, if you notice, like Hello Games like clearly states like how it's like really it's still early in progress. Right. So reading that, it kind of makes me think, I sort of think based off of that they're going to continue expanding on that, trying to make it like really, really stable.
And I think the next update that we get, the next major update that we get, is going to be surrounded mostly on that. Is the multiplayer part, the co-op part. And I can't see what they do to that outside of, just putting, a different avatar in there for us and to see each other instead of just seeing each other's wisps. I can't wait to see what kind of game modes that they actually include for multiplayer.
So this is like really, this is like either, I'm not sure if it's confirmed, whether it's old news but there was a post on Reddit regarding an ambient mode getting ready to that they were preparing to eventually add in a future update, possibly like an ambient mode, like where you're in, like, for example, one thing about that is, like, if you were to go into photo mode, right, and you know how it normally freezes time.
Okay, yeah.
That restriction would be removed in that mode, and you would have the ability to go to, based off of that theory, that you would have the ability to go to other galaxies or solar systems and different planets in that photo mode and explore the universe in a cinematic way for recording, sort of like,
so almost just like Space Engine.
Pardon?
Almost just like Space Engine then.
Yeah, that would be awesome, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a free cam, like, free camera.
It definitely is possible, though. Like, someone and I, we had that working on the last update, but where that pause restriction is removed.
Okay, but in photo mode doesn't it have border, so you can't escape, can't go too far away.
Yeah, you can remove that border. Actually, you can do that in the executable or also through an mbin, a file-based mod.
Yeah. Also, doesn't it stop like generating things, like procedurally generating things?
Yeah, that's a result of the game basically freezing time. It tells the game, it freezes the game and freezes the generation, but when you remove that check, the game continues to generate as if it would without. And if you can remove the barrier, which has been done, and you can increase the photo mode speed, which also has been done, then you can pretty much fly across that solar system in an ambient way with the game still generating and go to different planets, and and if you were to back out of that, you would appear exactly where you were, like you wouldn't have moved an inch.
That's cool.
That's amazing. We're probably going to go ahead and end the show here in about 15 minutes. So if anybody else wants to come on and talk to Ray Rod, go hurry up and send me a message on Skype. We got Navarro. Navarro, thank you so much, buddy. You're a Cobra. Thank you for subscribing, man. Awesome to have you on board. So about 15 more minutes if you want to come on and talk to Ray Rod. Ask him a few questions, maybe put in a request. It sounds like this guy's taking some requests. Is that true?
Yes.
I just thought, couldn't you implement like basic ship customization, like changing the color and like the thrusters, and stuff like that?
Well, absolutely. So it's definitely possible to change the ship's colors, like. But then again, like that would require altering like certain color palettes, and it is possible. But regarding like setting a specific color for a specific ship model, I am not sure yet if that can be done. There is a file that handles like all of the colors for your multi-tool and the ship, and it's a palette file, and it's also procedural in a way that there's different seeds of different multi-tools can cause that same multi-tool model to have different colors. These seeds, I don't know if you've seen them that people post.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I made a mod called Infinite Biome Color Possibilities, and what it does is it unrestricts the cap of the amount of color palettes and their combinations that can appear on specific biomes. So in that case, like a lush biome can have multiple, like basically an infinite variety of colors in a sense. And you can do the same thing for multi-tools, and you can do the same thing for ships where you can give them more of a variety of colors so that it's not the same color. But the downside about that is there's tens of thousands of values for the palettes that exist in that file, or all of those palette files, and there's really no way at the moment of telling which one alters which thing in the game unless you manually do them all, and that would likely take a really long time. But if you wanted to expand the amount of colors on ships or multi-tools, like I can do that. But I can't really say, okay, well, this multi-tool, this ship, I want it to be this color. Because then again, even if you do set it to a specific color, the game is going to alter it in some kind of way with those biome files. Yeah. And you can, like, one of the nice things that I personally like about changing the biome colors is it adds more variety of water, and it can also do multicolored water.
Okay. What was it? Oh yeah. One last thing before I go. Is there something you can do? This, don't do this, but I just thought, like, is there something you can do where basically you'd like mess around with some code in the game or whatever, and it could like mess up the entire game for every single person that plays it? Like, it makes all the planet, you know, makes all of the planets barren for everyone on PC, or you know, really messes with the game for everyone.
The only way that I could force every single planet to be barren would be to manually, I wouldn't even say messing it up, it would be to manually set the biome file names to cause everything to be barren. Like, I haven't really found a way to, you know, in testing things to mess things up so every planet is the same biome type. But I have done things where things did not generate in the way that I expected it to at first.
What I mean is, can you like change the game for every single person that plays it?
Oh, not without the mods, no. Because the mods are client-sided. In other words, that you see it if you're using it. If I recall correctly. But like one of the things that I added recently into the overhaul mod was a portable habitable base on the go. So people can open up their base build menu and they can build a base anywhere that they prefer in a place that they like. And if other people were to go to that planet, I do believe that they would see that stuff. But let's say that you have custom pictures that you import into the game through a mod so that you can hang on your base's wall. I don't know if this is confirmed yet, but I don't think that people without the mods would see those modifications that you're altering to the game's original files. But if they do have the mods, they would definitely see that.
Okay. I just thought if they ever add PvP to the game, it could kind of be unfair because you know, the PC players could just teleport to your base and just have like the most powerful weapon in the game and destroy your entire base and your spaceship, and you couldn't they? They could just get like a really good multi-tool.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say that again?
If they added in PvP to the game,
right?
Couldn't like PC gamers just, you know, download a mod where it makes them invincible and just like buy a really good multi-tool and just kill everyone really easily?
I think that could be possible, unless Hello Games added, unless they add specific checks that prevent stuff like that. But I mean, I could see it happening, that kind of grief. But hopefully, people wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would though.
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny.
All right, we got Panda Poopy trying to get on the call here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it or not. I can't add him to the call because he's already technically part of the group. So, Panda, if you want to come on, all you got to do is just join the group. Just look over to the left, and you should see it there. And just Skype, bro.
Maybe he hasn't gotten the notification. Maybe you need to kick him, then like invite him again or something.
You see, I can't even get the members of the group here. I can't pull them up, so I can kick them off.
Also, Megaton Rainfall's coming out in 8 days as well. So
I know, I cannot wait. Oh my God, I with Megaton Rainfall, I think people kind of need to kind of like recalibrate because this isn't like No Man's Sky. Even though you could do things like that in it, the developer kind of gave you like exploration just because he could, but it's not the main focus of the game. It's pretty much like a score-based shoot 'em up, but you can go anywhere. You know what I mean? And our minds are pretty imaginative, and I can't wait to explore and go down into the oceans and maybe go over to Mars because it is a real replica of our star system, our solar system, and see what he's got going on the Mars planet. Yeah, I'm super excited, man. I can't wait. I wish I had PSVR so I could actually experience that.
Yeah, but you don't have to have PlayStation VR to play the game, though.
No, you don't need it. No. He actually started designing the game without PSVR in mind, and then somebody mentioned it to him. Yeah, I
saw your interview. Yeah, all of it. Yeah, I would probably just play the game like the first mission and then just like blow up loads of buildings for fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play through it just like you're supposed to, the hero, and then I might do this one thing where I'm playing through it and I get mad because the humans are so needy. They want me to help them all the time, and I just go crazy and start helping the aliens destroy everything.
Yeah, Cobra. There's something actually. This is really cool. I found this video.
Yeah.
It's basically from I think it was like VGX or something. I think it was from GDC. Either way, it was someone playing the game Megaton Rainfall, and they recorded the screen of the game, and basically they were walking on the street. So basically, you can walk on the street in the game.
Oh,
yeah, and there's people and cars as well. It's really cool. There's a video of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I asked him a long time ago in a written interview that I did with him like a year ago, and asked him if he could go down to street level, and he said yes back then. And I wanted to ask him during the interview I just did with him recently, and for some reason that escaped me. And I forgot to ask him, what kind of detail would that be? Is it part of the game? But yeah, I can't wait to see that. That's amazing. So yeah, that Megaton Rainfall, Morphite, and Ark Aberrations are the three things that I can't wait to get my hands on.
Well, I gotta leave now, but yeah, the game, just so you know, the game comes out on October on PC. So yeah.
Oh, Panda just joined.
Panda, you there, buddy?
Panda's in the house.
Okay, bro. You take care, man. Thank you so much for coming by and talking with me and Ray Rod.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, also, buddy. Take care. Huh?
Yeah, can you do streams? Like, can you have a schedule? So every other week you do streams at an earlier time, so you can get English and Australian viewers.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that set up. I usually do streams every Tuesday, but whenever I don't, it's because I have to go into work. And today my schedule is a little bit different, so I got tonight off instead of Tuesday. But I will start streaming earlier instead of doing it so late. Definitely.
What time is it for you?
Right now, it's 8 o'clock p.m.
Oh well, for me it's 1:06 a.m.
Oh wow, that's not good. Yeah, okay. You know what? You pushed me over on the edge. I think I'm going to start streaming earlier for you guys. I really want to.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye, buddy. Take care and stay safe.
Bye.
Panda, we are talking to Ray Rod, who does all the awesome and amazing mods for No Man's Sky. If you're a part of the Facebook groups, I'm sure you've seen a lot of his stuff. And I don't know if you've been listening to any of the show, but he's been describing some of the mods that he's done. He's created over 260 biomes, additional new biomes for No Man's Sky, third-person ship view, so many other things. And asking people if they have any questions they would like to ask Ray Rod about mods that he's done in the past or mods that he wants to do. And it sounds like he's taken requests for mods that he could make now. So did you have any questions for Ray Rod?
Yeah, I don't know if any of this has been covered because I missed a good portion of the live stream for a little while, but two things. One, on the third-person perspective from the starship,
Right.
Was that pretty difficult to do given that, like, the perspective is really weird? In No Man's Sky, like, meteors are a lot larger when you go into photo mode, or asteroids rather, than when you're not in photo mode. And was that a hard thing to kind of fix?
Well, when it comes to enabling the third person, that was, I'd have to say, the least difficult part of the mod because, like, as said earlier, the Hello Games is actually working on third person, but it's not finished. And if you just turn it on, it's kind of broken. Enabling the third person, that would have to be the easiest part of the mod. But what's really difficult is fixing the camera for it. And when I first made it, the camera was kind of weird. Like your ship trail would be in your face when you're flying around, and it would be kind of blinding. So I had to find a way to adjust the camera and all of these different angles to try to make it, like just not really intrusive or in your face at all. And adjusting the camera, like, setting how close your ship can get to the screen, how far it can get away from your screen, like which direction the trails go, like the angle and the width and the direction of the ship's projectiles when you shoot them, because a lot of them were out of place, and the height, the angle, like what it looks like when you land. Like, it required a lot of testing to get things to the way that it is now. And even in all of that, it was still kind of messed up. So I decided to just scrap all of that and redo all of that in a hex editor to get things the way that it is right now. And fortunately, now that it's a injectable DLL mod that you put in your binaries folder, I had help from my friend, his name is Mojo W, importing it into C++ into a DLL. It should get auto-updated. So when the next update comes out, more than likely I won't need to update it, and there's no need for a trainer, like a third-party tool that you have to open, after you open the game, which can be really tedious. It should automatically get injected into your game, and you can toggle it on and off with the 1 button, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your keyboard are different field of view hotkeys. And the 0 button toggles the camera adjustments. But in space, like with the asteroids, I would say that they're naturally a lot bigger than you, but it's I haven't seen that as I haven't seen it as a problem when working on it.
Okay. And then the next question that I had was, when I had to jump off the stream, you were talking about player models, and Cobra had asked about injecting player models essentially into any mods. Do you think that No Man's Sky or the Hello Games is developing a third-person mode for, like, on-planet exploration, for example? Like, you can see your avatar from the third person. Do you think that'll ever be a thing, or that it would appear that they're working on that?
Oh, man. Well, as far as I know, there's no evidence for that, but I guess we can only hope so, based off of, the changelog for the 1.3, where they said everything was early in progress for this update. So regarding multiplayer, that it's still an early work in progress, and when I read it, I kind of got this vibe that they're going to continue working on and improving it, and sort of like what Cobra said earlier, that he thinks that on the next major update that it could be possible that they're going to add a refined version of multiplayer. And I think it only makes sense, because right now there's wisps, and that is nice, and there could be like some potential problems, like it's not really polished to the way that they hope it to be. And hopefully if they add third person character models, hopefully they'll add an ability for you to toggle in between. And if that doesn't happen and they do add third person player models, I'll see if I can make it happen.
That's very awesome. I would like to welcome Canthro to the stream. Canthro just joined the chat. Jason E. just donated to the channel. Thank you so much, buddy. And he says, thanks for another great subcast. Man, you are Cobra. Thank you so much. And welcome, Canthro. Welcome. Okay, so we had another guy that wanted to come on the show. His name was Clash. And I don't know. I can't get him on. It's just a weird technical difficulty night. It really is. But we're going to go ahead and end it here. But I kind of wanted to ask you guys, have you seen an influx in 1.0 people? Like they're taking their game all the way back to 1.0 right at launch and playing it that way.
I started doing that the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Somebody handed me a PS4 Pro and it was still in the box. It was just really random. And I opened it and I was like, you know what? The first game I need to get is No Man's Sky.
Right.
One of my friends, he is actually the first person to exploit the PS4. But what I'm thinking is if I can find a way to basically look through those 1.0 files and assess what it is, I could potentially compare what was so drastically different in the 1.0 release version, the vanilla version, the release candidate one, in comparison to the one that actually hit release. I noticed that there's a lot of different things, and I've been playing it out of curiosity because I was thinking about looking at, because there's so many things. I love everything about the new update, but there are some things about the 1.0 that I do kind of like more. In some cases, the terrain generation and even the police ships can actually fly and appear in the space stations. I was thinking about observing what those changes were and finding that in the game's memory. Not the game's memory. I was thinking about looking at those changes in the release candidate PS4 Vanilla 1.0 version and then finding those things in the current game's files and then altering the game that we have right now in a certain way through mods to try to re-imitate what we saw then, similar to, like I said, that I brought back the 1.24 biomes. Right. I think that would be a really nice thing to have. Or also, I was thinking about crossing the Pathfinder patch, some of the things, not everything, but some of the things that maybe a lot of people miss from Pathfinder, and actually combining that with the Atlas Rises update by taking the old files, scanning through them, observing them, see what the differences are, and looking in what ways that some stuff has changed that we could potentially improve the current version that we have right now, and try to combine it and create a cross Pathfinder, cross Atlas Rises, cross Vanilla 1.0 PS4 style version for PC.
Wow. I hope you get that. I really do. And I'm looking forward to that Nightmare Horror Planet. I will get my PC fixed, so it's not going to be a worthless mod. I'm definitely going to play it if you create it. And can you paint a picture on what that might look like? Any ideas that are floating around in your mind?
So there are a few things. I can send you a snapshot of something that was kind of creepy that I did find already. Mind if I send that snapshot?
Sure, sure.
Where should I send it? On Skype or?
Yeah, Skype would be good.
Okay. So while I'm looking for it, like I could describe a few things. Like one of the planets that I did come across, it was extremely hot. It was fiery. There was intense dust everywhere. There were giant, tall, crab-like predators. It was really dark, pitch black, and there were about 100-foot tall tentacle plants, those things that pretty much everybody hates. And like they were just like glooming in the distance with this thick fog, and if you were to go near to it, they would pretty much instant kill you. And Ooh. I would like to see if it's possible to create like custom creature models or custom models that are like a serious threat to you, like maybe when animations work that could just reach down and swallow you, or maybe stuff that could just appear from underneath the ground and attack you, or stuff like that. And if there's anything that you would like to see in a scary biome, like, you know, just feel free to let me know and I'll see if I can add it in.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah, I'm getting that picture. But
okay.
Cool.
Hey, Panda, do you have anything else you would like to ask Ray Rod? Because we're going to be ending the subcast here in a bit.
Yes. A mod that I would like to see, I don't know if anybody's asked already, but if you're able to do it, my biggest want, or I guess desire in No Man's Sky, was to have multiple biomes on the same planet, kind of like Earth, where you've got areas that are frozen tundras and deserts and oceans and glaciers and all that kind of stuff. And it'd be neat to have one planet that has all those biomes on.
Right. So, the way that the game generates right now, like in regard to adding things to the game, like at this moment, like it's not possible to specify, I want this object or I want this thing right here to generate procedural at this X, Y, or Z specified coordinate. So let's say that I wanted to spawn something. I wanted the game to generate something right here, exactly in this spot, in this exact coordinate in the game. That's, as far as I know, that's not something that you can do, but you can determine. You can set specific algorithms relating to the rules of what can generate on a specific planet or a biome type. But I'm not sure about regions, but I have a few ideas of some things that I could test, you know, to try to make it happen. But that might be beyond what the game allows you to do at this moment.
I'm checking out the picture right now that you just sent. I put it up on screen so people can see. Man, that does look creepy. Really does. A giant lasher plant.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. But
I wish they would take those lasher plants out of No Man's Sky, or like add other types of dangerous flora.
Right. Didn't we hear once? Sorry, go on.
I think they need more than one. Wait a minute. There used to be more than one. You know what? I just realized that they're gone. The ones that stand straight up and they puff out the gas.
I remember that.
Yeah, they're gone. I just realized that they're gone.
I'm going to add them back.
There you go. Bring up something missing from a modder to a modder, and he's like, you know what? I'm bringing those back. That's awesome, dude.
They're like on snow planets, right? Like frozen planets. Like, well, they're in different places. Like you would get right next to them, and then they would just like puff up and spike you.
Yeah, they kind of look like a caterpillar body. You know, they would just stand straight up and just puff out gas, and it would hurt you.
Right.
Huh.
Oh, Ray Rod, one last one. The warp animation. It's got to be different.
Yeah, well, there are some modders who've already changed that, as it's a texture, so you can change the texture and change it to different warp animations. Like when you say animation, do you mean the way that it looks, or the way that it functions, like the speed of it, or perhaps all of it all together, or?
Yeah, you know how it's like this kind of like not really like a rainbow effect, but it's like it's got these like different colors that kind of move around. It'd be cool if it was like maybe kind of like Star Wars, you know, like when the Millennium Falcon like goes off and like the stars like warp, like they elongate in front of it, or you know, Nebula flying by, something kind of akin to maybe what Elite Dangerous does, instead of just like that kind of colorful animation that's on there.
Or what about a little bit of Space Odyssey warping?
Oh, that would be awesome. So
yeah.
I'm gonna write down the specific things that people asked about, including what you just said, on a list, and I'm gonna see if I can implement them. But that Star Wars warp thing, I believe that's definitely possible. Like when 1.0 first released, somebody posted a mod of like a warp that was like Harambe or something, like not really No Man's Sky related. So I mean, like if you can put Harambe in a warp, that gorilla, then I assume that you can do exactly what you said.
Wow, we've got some interesting responses here in the chat. Somebody said they don't recall those plants that we just discussed at all. A lot of other people are saying that they're in their game, and that another person said that they're in abandoned buildings. I've never seen. I don't think that's the same ones that you're thinking of, that we're thinking of.
No, Cobra. I remember exactly what you're talking about. It would slowly unfold like to straight, like vertically. It would just slowly go, and then it would like mist out. And if you were near it, you would take damage. I remember that exactly.
Yeah, so it's not the things that are in abandoned buildings that people are mentioning in the chat, and it's so weird how many people have forgotten about them. You know, like we could bring them up, and then some people say that no, Cobra, they're in the game, they're in abandoned buildings. That, you know, so many people have forgotten about those other form of like a type of lasher plant, but it's more like a spitting plant.
Right.
But same concept. Huh.
So I just found what they look like. Those old plants.
Yeah.
Right here.
All right, let me see. Let me bring it up here.
Those things, right?
No. That's sac venom.
Then I don't remember.
Yeah, they kind of like they look like they were curled up just like the lasher plants, but they would go straight up, and they would stay straight up for a minute, and they would kind of bounce back and forth. And while they're bouncing back and forth, they were spitting out green gas. Help me out, Panda.
No, I definitely remember that was a thing, yeah. And I want to say it was actually just before 1.1. So I think it was there like early on, and then after when 1.1 came out, it like deleted it totally. Because I don't remember seeing it after Foundations, that thing.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it on the internet, because people don't remember these and they think I'm going crazy. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Google. This would be like one of the last things we do here. Watch, I'm not going to be able to find it either. Let's see. Let's go to images. And let's see.
That's weird. No. I think I just found it in the 1.0 files just now.
Yeah, they were in the launch version.
It was like named Hazard Plant, I think, because there's a tentacle plant in here, and then there's something called Hazard Plant, and I don't believe that that's in the game right now in the 1.3. I can't really. I don't think I can pull up an image of what it looks like unless maybe I can open up in a model editor, take a snapshot, but I'm not sure.
Let's see.
Well, they need to bring it back, because there used to be like this Venus flytrap looking thing that would be on planets, and like they need to make that dangerous and other stuff.
That sounds awesome. Like, I do remember Sean mentioning that there were some plants that could instant kill you. Well, that was pre-release mentioned, but yeah, that would be interesting to see, like, a more variety of different plants that aren't really all tentacles, but are like really intimidating. What do you think?
Right. Yeah, I'm having a hard time
definitely.
finding a picture of it, but they're definitely in my videos, my older videos. It was more prominent than the last year plants were.
Hmm.
And it's also in one of the IGN playthroughs with Sean Murray, and they were on BloRi 5. This is kind of weird because nobody remembers it, and I can't prove it at the moment. Darn it!
I remember that plan on BloRi 5, like BloRi V. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just don't remember exactly what it looked like, but I did see it.
It had like a caterpillar like belly. You know, like one of the hairless caterpillars. I can't say that. Why can't I say that? I tell you what, if I'm going to look for it, and when I re-upload this in a better audio format, I'm going to put it on a video, and so we'll get there. I'll find it somewhere, even if I have to go through my old videos.
Awesome.
All right, guys. I think unless Panda has anything else for Ray Rod, I think we're going to go ahead and shut her down for the night.
Nope. Keep up the good work, Ray Rod. I've been watching your mods, and you're pretty badass, man. So keep it up.
Oh, thanks. And I just want to say that thank you, Cobra, for inviting me here, and for everyone else in their input. And if anyone ever has any requests, feel free to let me know, and I'll see if I can do it. If you ask on Nexus or on No Man's Sky mods, well, I'm mostly on Nexus. I often, do custom requests for people and tailor make them, if it's possible.
Okay. All right. And, whenever you want to come on the show to talk about a new mod that you got out, feel free to message me, man, and you come on right on.
All right. Thanks a lot, Cobra.
Okay, buddy. You stay rocking, man, and keep up that awesome art, dude.
You as well.
Okay, bud.
See you.
Bye. And I'll see you later, Pandy. Panda. Gosh,
care,
I need to get off of here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you Pandy. That's going to end up in a blooper or something.
Pandy.
All right, Panda. Thank you so much for coming on the show, dude, man. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
Okay, buddy.
Bye.
Bye. All right. All right, guys. So that's going to pretty much do it for tonight. I'm sorry that was so unorthodox. And I'm sorry we didn't use Discord tonight. And I'm going to figure out why the connection was so hard, or why the connection was so weak on Discord. And maybe we can use Discord tomorrow night and have everybody go in there. What I really want to do is there's a waiting room and there's a subcast room. I kind of want to get to the point where the waiting room is going to be a podcast all on its own. So if you guys are in the waiting room and you're having conversation, I want to record that conversation and upload it as its own little podcast while you guys are waiting to come on to the subcast. Little idea. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I definitely do want to try it. So next week, we'll see if we can get Discord going and get rid of Skype. I want to thank Ray Rod for coming on the show, Panda, and the other awesome dude. I can't remember your name. I'm so sorry. My brain is completely fried tonight. Fried. I've been working so much. It's going to slow down. Whatever we were doing at work is starting to come to a halt. So it's good. Very good. I'll be streaming a lot more, hopefully. And guys, check out Ark Aberrations, man. It's so great. I can't wait to play it. And I'm also going to be uploading more Ark, which has now become Revenge of the Survivor. And excited about that. So, everybody, take care, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next video. I will be uploading a highlights, so to speak, with Rayrod a little bit later tomorrow. A little bit more high quality, not as long, but just some of the highlights and everything from Rayrod of our conversation. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for calling in and coming out. Sorry, Cross the Fire. Yeah, we're getting ready to go. I'm so sorry, buddy. But everyone, stay safe. Help you. You too, man. You were awesome. Help you. Keep up. Help you has got a great YouTube channel. She does live streams of No Man's Sky. Great stuff. Check her out. She's an awesome person. And thank you so much, Natalie, for holding that wrench up and creating the Discord. She created the Discord for us. And it's just an amazing place. Awesome people in there. And we'll get everything figured out with Cobra's dummy butt and Discord. Yes. Take care. Crossfire says, cheers, Cobra, and the Cobros and the Cobrettes. And Joshua says, thank you, Cobra. Have a nice night. You as well. And Codemon, good night, Cobra, and all. All right, guys. I will see you all in the next video. See you on the stars. And take care, and everybody stay safe. As always, I do love you guys. And I'll see if I can get a picture of that hazard plant. Bye, everybody.